Nervous. Crack is interview में. Exam.
So first I will look at the camera and then I'll look.
Sure.
Okay, sir. So I'm with Devesh Chhabria of Superhero Toys Store. Devesh, I want to know what made you decide to get into this business of collectibles and merchandise and superhero toys?
So the journey is a little personal. What happened is I graduated out my MBA pretty young. Obviously, all of us have childhood dreams, childhood stuff that we love. And I was looking for a hobby. I was looking for something that I could connect with. And I used to love toys. So I used to work for a company. They used to be distributors of Lego at that point of time. And that's how my germ came back again. And I started visiting stores and I realized there's nothing for me. I was a young guy who was passionate about superheroes, Simpsons, any of these characters, He-Man, which we all grew up on. And I realized that there was nothing for anybody. So I went to a toy store and I remember the first time I asked him, do you have something for me? And he kind of looked at me as if saying, which alien world did you step out of? Because here is a 25-year-old asking for toys for himself. Because toys is traditionally what majority of my stuff is called, or in common parlance. So it started there, and then slowly and steadily I was traveling, I was looking at something, and I started realizing there's a whole universe outside India which doesn't come to India. And as a result, I wanted to start doing it a lot more. I started researching it, and with a little bit of naivety of youth, if I were to put it, you kind of start off, you're like, you don't really have business plans, you don't really, do target addressable markets. You kind of start as a passion because that's how, in my view, every business starts. And barring, say, industrial work, but and I started and stumbled, and it kind of snowballed into something a lot bigger than I initially thought.
Okay. Now I'm curious to know the age group of your target audience. What's it like?
Traditionally, I call it the man child. Traditionally, boys like me, you, and a lot more outside, who kind of are passionate about a lot of stuff. So see, I have grown up being passionate about, as a boy's journey, traditionally will be passionate about cricket at some point of time, then superheroes, then something else. The transition happens. Now, the point of it was that all of us in our age group traditionally were passionate about either sports or superheroes or TV shows, or even say Tinkle or Shaktiman, any form of content. So traditionally my audience is anybody across 15 years and above or 16 years and above, going up till around 35, 40, sometimes higher also. I've seen 50-year-olds, 55-year-olds collect. For example, Tintin is a massive audience. Like, our parents grew up on it. So that has a different audience completely. On a larger scale, it's around, say, 20 to 30.
Okay, so 20 to 30 is your
sweet spot.
Okay, cool. Do you believe that it helps people feel young when they buy merchandise or toys?
I wouldn't want to put the weight of that feeling young onto it, because passion kind of transcends ages.
Okay.
It's like, take cricket in India. Fathers, grandfathers, great-grandfathers all are watching the game together at a World Cup or the Champions Trophy recently. So age has got nothing to do with it. Passion and the whole high of connecting with something you loved is a little bit more to do with it.
Okay. So Devesh is a founder of Superhero Toy Store. Can you tell us 3 key factors that are important to build a successful e-commerce business?
3 key factors, if I have to come, it has to be a stellar website. Okay. That's fundamental.
Absolutely.
Secondly is marketing is core. We live in an era today where branding, creatives, experience, brand elements, all the keywords we kind of learned during our MBA, it kind of is very essential, because the customer today is connecting with you on your social, your YouTube, any other format, a blog, whatever your, as a communication format you choose. That is to control your marketing, understand your marketing, and understand your audience is very essential. And lastly, costs. E-commerce is a space where, unlike any other business model where expenses can be slightly, it's a boon and a bane. Expenses can be slightly straightforward. Like, for example, if I open an offline store, I have rent, I have staff salaries, I have electricity. In an e-commerce store, you not only have your website, you have your marketing, you have your warehouse rent, your office rent, you're having a whole team, your multiple apps, plugins, software that you're functioning on. Every cost is essential. Initially, it doesn't kind of look like it, but finally, when you look at your P&L, every cost kind of adds up. So having a very strong control on your costs is very, very essential.
Okay, so a stellar website, strong marketing, and control over costs. Thank you, Devesh. Devesh, what are 3 life lessons that entrepreneurship has taught you?
The very first thing I would say is entrepreneurship, as glorified as it is today, it's a very lonely journey. It's something that you do semi alone. Nobody can feel your pain. At some points, people will feel your high. Initially, when you start off, you'll obviously have everybody, friends, family, you'll have everybody. But as you keep going forward, a lot of the support, the noise goes away, and you're meant to do work, which is very lonely. For example, anything that I have to think of, whether you have a team or not, it starts at some point you ends some point at you. So there is no backing down from this story. So if you're being an entrepreneur, be ready for a very rough ride. It's more about mental strength, because it's going to test you to the T. Because you're going to have lows, you're going to have highs, but it's very stressful. That's one. Then the other thing entrepreneurship has taught me is, it's not only, while I just said it's a lonely journey because the emotions are yours. It's not only you, your family goes through it with you. Your parents, your wife, your girlfriend, your friends, everybody's a part of your whole universe comes into the e-commerce journey. It changes your lifestyle, it changes the way you function. And thirdly, another very important one is that it's kind of, there is no right wrong answer to this one, but you have to have the small wins. Think small, at the same time think big. You have to think scale. The scale does not mean 1,000 crores. Scale can be 1 crore also, depending on who you are, where you're coming from, what your vision is, what your product is, whatever it might be. It can be 100 crores also, but at some point you'll have to stop thinking you are going to do it. You can't be marketing, finance, product. You're required to wear all the hats, but it's like a marathon. So you will have to think in a sense of both, because when towards the end you want to kind of finish the marathon a little faster, because you know you're getting done with the energy and you're frustrated. And at the start you will have to kind of say, listen, I can't run too fast because I have only this much capital, or I have this much energy, or these many resources, whichever it might be. It kind of, how do I put it, you have to pace yourself, and unfortunately think like at the start of the marathon saying that I can't be too far behind that I don't catch up to everybody else, but I can't be too far ahead that I am gassed out. So it is a slightly slow process. It cannot be sped up beyond a certain point of time. Capital obviously helps. There is one very essential thing called capital here. People have done it with complete frugality, but not everybody's story is the same.
So on one side, it's a lonely journey. On the other side, your family is along with you. And thirdly, you realize you can't do everything by yourself. You need a team.
You need a team. Also, you need to pace yourself.
Right on. Yeah, that's pretty valuable advice, and it's amazing what entrepreneurship has taught you.
Thank you. See you. Nice meeting you, Kragi.